Can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Hello, my name is Alex Morris Wood. I am the Vice President of Program Development and Global Partnerships, as well as the Dean of Admissions and the Center for College Readiness at Beacon College in Leesburg, Florida.
Can you tell us about Beacon College's history and unique approach?
So Beacon College is the country's first four-year accredited college for students with diagnosed learning differences. So we have students with ADHD, dyslexia, autism spectrum disorders, and other related learning differences. So every single student coming to Beacon College has a diagnosed learning difference. We're located about 40 minutes away from Orlando, so we absolutely have the Disney pull going for us. Our college was founded in 1989 by a group of parents who really felt that there needed to be more educational opportunities for students who learn differently.
How large is Beacon College?
Over the past, I would say 10, 11 years, our college has grown dramatically. When Dr. Haggerty, current president of Beacon College, came in 2014, there was only about 185 students and 6 buildings. This past year, we have met all of our enrollment capacity, so we have 520 students on campus. We are 95% residential, and we have about 30 buildings. We also have a Center for College Readiness that works with students grades 9 all the way through college, no matter the college that you're going to. So each year we work with about 600 students and their families worldwide.
What academic majors does the college offer?
As a small liberal arts college, we have 7 current majors with other tracks within it. Our most popular major is anthrozoology, which is the study of the interaction of humans and animals. And I love it because it's experiential, it's multimodal, it leads to some significant career outcomes, and it is incredibly popular. About 40% of our students who apply to Beacon College are interested in that major. For our non-science friends, we have degrees in psychology or human services. Obviously, being so near to the mecca of tourism, we have a hospitality management program, but we have about 30 other minors. We're active in athletics. We're part of the USC. So we try to ensure students that they understand that we are a traditional college that just does things non-traditionally. And that's why our success rates are so high.
Can you tell us a little bit more about some of those success metrics?
Our college retention rate is above 90%. We are estimating that for the 2024-2025 academic year, that we're looking at a retention rate of about 92%. So for those who don't know, that is about 30% higher than what most colleges are boasting about. So we're really proud of our retention and our persistence. About 70% of our students graduate within 4 years from Beacon College, which for students who learn differently is about double the national norm. And about 80% of our students are employed or in graduate school within 6 months after graduation. And that's largely because all of our students have to take 4 years of a career curriculum that aligns with our general education coursework. So that would include freshman year, our Learning Essentials and Self-Discovery class, as well as 80 hours of an internship in your related field.
Can you tell us more about the surrounding community of Leesburg, Florida?
So Beacon College is what we call a Main Street campus. So we are located nestled into downtown Leesburg, which Beacon has really taken over. So think about kind of 4 parallel streets in the middle of a main street, and that is what Beacon College kind of operates around. There's some great restaurants. There are lakes all around us. We are in Lake County, Florida, so about 1,000 lakes are in our area. But we have so much capacity for continued growth, which is really exciting, that the opportunities are endless. We have a great relationship with the town of Leesburg. And I think Beacon's growth has helped the growth of industry in our town. We also have mass transit to Orlando. We're really close to the villages, which is a lot of our families stay, and only about an hour and 10 minutes to each coast. So you can go to the ocean on one side and the Gulf on the other within an hour.
How has Beacon had so much success?
One of our approaches to Beacon College that's unique is that we really talk about team-based support for our students. So our retention rate is so high because we don't rely on one office to do all of the work. Our Center for Student Success, our Center for College Readiness, and our Student Affairs collaborates around supporting our first-year students. So that way we look at all of our students through a holistic lens. We focus on campus engagement, academic engagement, and social engagement. We've realized that if we take a more wraparound and holistic approach to our students, they're going to be more successful. So that means that our program is constantly flexible based off of the students that we admit and based off of the feedback that we get from our students and families. We also do a significant amount of family education and training through our what we call our Family Empowerment Series, where our division leads and experts in our area are providing necessary updates for families so that they know how to support our students from afar, because it takes a village to make college work for our students, and we recognize the long journey it was to get to Beacon College. So our job is to continue that work with you so that our students succeed.
What does the Beacon College admissions process entail?
Unlike other colleges, our admissions is only for students who learn differently. So there are no what we would call neurotypical students at Beacon College. Everybody is part of the neurodiversity community. And that means that our admissions process is a little different than other colleges. It's important to know that we are an accredited regional college, meaning that we have the same standards as all other colleges in the United States. In our admissions process, we are looking at a high school transcript, and really there we are not so focused on grade point averages, but more so on the quality of coursework that you're taking. Have you enrolled and found success in college readiness or college preparatory courses? You need to graduate with a standard diploma, and we are really looking to see a wide variety of academic courses that you've taken. We require 2 letters of recommendation. We do require proof of a learning difference, and that's what's different. In most colleges, you will not have to provide proof of a learning difference until you're applying for accommodations through the disability office. At Beacon College, that is part of your admissions process. So we are looking for your IEP plan, your 504, a psychoeducational evaluation, really something to better understand your learning profile to make sure that our school is a match for you. And then all of our students are required to do an interview. You could do that either on campus or through Zoom. And for that, we're really just trying to get to know you to see, does the community meet your needs and what can you contribute to Beacon College moving forward?
How is the Beacon College approach different than other schools with autism or neurodiversity support programs?
So Beacon College is really unique because all of our services are integrated into our college. When you look at other colleges and universities, often they are either siloed, meaning that they're working really separately from each other, or for students who learn differently, they're fee-based, meaning that if you would like some more support in the areas like executive functioning, social skills, maybe some more transitional skills, you're going to have to pay extra for that. We don't do that at Beacon College. Our program in and of itself is an intervention.
Can you go a bit deeper into Beacon's integrated support approach?
So all of our students coming in might have had access to one of our 9 different pre-college programs. 80% of our students engage in one of those programs, whether that's Navigator Prep, which is a year-long coaching program for high school seniors, our summer high school program, which is on campus. Maybe it's Beacon Foundations or dual enrollment where you're earning credit before you come to Beacon College fully. But we try to work with students and their families before they get there so that that handoff from admissions to what I would call the student-facing part of our college is appropriate, helpful, and supportive. All of our students get assigned a learning specialist and they oversee that academic engagement area. So think about your traditional college advisor whose focus might be on your degree plan and course registration. They do that. They also really work with you on how do you best navigate the academic world of college. They're working with you directly on those executive functioning skills, planning, prioritizing, time management. And then they're looking at the student in the context of where they are in their transition within college. They also oversee our open learning areas, which are what we call study hall on steroids. We offer 31 hours a week of guided study hall support for our students, because for many people who learn differently, they've never been exposed to the magnitude of independent work that college requires. That learning specialist works with all of our academic centers. We have a writing center, a literacy center, a math center. Unlike other colleges, again, all of our professionals centers are actually run and delivered by professionals. So you're not going to really get a lot of peer tutoring at Beacon College. You're going to get more content and professional-based tutoring from faculty and staff.
How does student housing work at Beacon College?
The learning specialists also work within our housing model. So we do have resident advisors, we do have what we call student engagement leaders, but we do also have professional resident life staff that are living in all of our communities. Their job is not to really dive into the independent living skills so much, but to foster an area where social engagement can happen. So often our students come to Beacon maybe fearful of belonging to a community or not really ready to socially initiate. So the resident director within each of our communities really helps identify what are some community engagement opportunities that we can have at the small, medium, and large scale that increase social engagement. They also work with our students on conflict resolution and peer mediation, because for so many of our students, living with a roommate or a suite mate is a new experience. And speaking of that, most of our freshmen get single housing, which is kind of nice, but it's in a suite. So there is still some of that negotiating around communal living.
How does Beacon support students in their transition to college life?
We have integrated into our college also, like I said, our transition counselors. So for the first semester of your freshman year, that resident director, the learning specialist, and the transition counselor are working collaboratively to make sure that that adjustment to college is done so in a healthy way. So our transition counselors meet with students on a monthly basis also to look at how do you problem solve now that you're in college? Who are the offices that you're going to be working with? Who are the people? While we do have a really extensive week-long student orientation, we know for students who learn differently that repetition and contextual learning is key. We have 5 full-time mental health counselors on campus, so that is tremendous in and of itself. Most colleges are not that staffed, so that's kind of 1 counselor for every 100 students, which is tremendous. We have health promotion staff on campus that also supports medication management, and then community educators. And their job is really to be in the community itself. You will see them often in Main Street or in the residence halls. And sometimes our students just need a little quick milieu intervention to know how to problem solve or where to go to. So we have faculty and staff that do that as well.
How about helping students in terms of career services?
Like I said earlier, all of our students are required to take 4 years of career programming, and that is sponsored and supported by our Career Center. We use AI to help teach interview skills. We are on Handshake. We supported a neurodiverse job fair where we had 200 different employers come and recruit our students. So what we like to do at Beacon College is really do everything integrated and intentional. We realize that if we could be team-based and we could be collaborative, our students and families are going to be more successful.
So with all of this support, how expensive is a Beacon College education?
So Beacon College's tuition comparatively to our competitors is anywhere from 5 to 10% less expensive. So even though we are a private college, because we don't charge extra for all of our services, we are more affordable. So I think what's really important, families and students, is that when you're exploring colleges and you go to maybe the net price calculator, which is a great tool to use, see if it includes added services or fee-based programs that are tapped on top of tuition. So you might find a private college that for room, board, and tuition is like $55,000, $60,000. but then you might need academic or social support that could increase tuition by $15,000 to $20,000. So now you're at $70,000 to $80,000 a year. And then you have to ask, what is the normal pace of progress and graduation rates for that student? So is that $80,000 over the course of 5 years, 6 years, 7 years? So for Beacon College, we are more affordable because of our graduation rate, our all-inclusive tuition model, and the fact that we do not have hidden fees for other services.
What residence hall options are available to Beacon students?
So at Beacon College, 95% of our students live on campus. So we are a residential college. Our freshmen live in our brand new residence halls. They're right across from each other. So you either can live in a suite of 5 singles with 2 bathrooms and a living area. And that houses about 50% of our incoming freshmen, our first-time freshmen. Across the green is our second new residence hall, which is a combination of single suites that on that side is 4 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms, or doubles. And that houses the rest of our first-time students or first-year students, as well as some of our returning students. We are our residential community. After that, we have a nice outdoor area with a swimming pool, a beach volleyball court, a basketball court. That's called the Oasis. And behind that are where a lot of our students live, in our village apartments. And that has single apartments to 3-bedroom apartments with a kitchen and then a living room and laundry service, all within that apartment complex. Mostly of our older students go off to Beacon Commons, which is just about a 5-minute walk, but that's also apartment style living. So after freshman year, we try to introduce students to how do you live with roommates, how do you live in an apartment, and how do you have a little bit more independence. But I will tell you that our students love living in Beacon College's housing because of all of the housing events that are going on. It really does foster a lot of community. So that's a really great option for our students. We also have an abroad program for students that go to either Italy in the fall semester or Tokyo, Japan in the spring semester. You also get housing as soon as you return back from those study abroad trips.
How does Beacon approach communications with parents?
Like all other colleges, students are required to sign a FERPA waiver for the college to communicate with families. And I would say at Beacon, like 98% of our students do that. And I think largely is because we do so much work in the transition to Beacon to support family engagement and to normalize family engagement. We try to look at parents as partners and not as a problem, which I think is really unique. As I said earlier, all of our families, regardless of a FERPA waiver, do get access to our Family Empowerment Series. Our Center for Student Success, if there is a FERPA waiver for first-year students, we do provide reports out to families about how students are performing and how they're engaging. Once the student finishes their first year, we stop doing that unless they are on academic warning or they're struggling in a certain area. FERPA applies to every area. So we can't really collect data and report on if students have friends, but we can collect data on if students are attending their learning specialist appointment or going to certain social events. But for the most part, because of our proactive communication and our ongoing education with families, we have excellent relationships with our parents, and they are really working on navigating how to communicate with their students rather than using Beacon College as the liaison between their adult child and the institution itself.
Any student success stories you'd like to share?
As I think about the Beacon magic or the Beacon difference, one of the students that immediately comes to my mind was bullied pretty intensely for having what he would call like dorky interests in high school, right? Star Wars and animal sciences. And I remember touring him when he was in high school, and we introduced him to a faculty member, and they immediately connected. And for that student senior year, that faculty member actually worked with the student on his senior capstone around animal sciences. Fast forward He is now a junior. He has started the largest student club on campus, the Lightsaber Dueling Club. He was a big Star Wars fan. About 40 to 50 students each year participate in that. He is our next president of student government. He just got an internship at Duke University and has done research. And this was from a student who was told very often that college was not an option. And I think that is when I would think about the thread of the Beacon students, how many students who are neurodiverse are told college is not an option is tremendously high. And Beacon as a whole defies those outcomes. We are proving that our college capable students become college ready, that become career ready, that are civic minded. These are some of the most empathetic and wonderful students in the United States. And that's why Beacon has grown so much in such a short period of time, because of students like that who have said, I'm going to pursue my goals no matter what. We're going to be resilient, and you have a team of people behind you to get you that diploma after 4 years.
A big thanks to Alex Morris Wood and Beacon College. For more information, visit the college's website. And remember to subscribe to Inclusive Academia.